Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and we are revisiting one of the decks played a little early in the season. It is a mono blue devotion list. Basically, try to make a lot of mana with Nyx Lotus. So this particular build is less kind of all-out combo with the tap on tap of Nyx Lotus, and instead it's looking to play around Leyline of Anticipation, so playing more of a flash build with the deck itself. So what we're trying to do here is play out a bunch of stuff for cheap on our opponent's end step, and then like with Nyx Lotus it can come into play tapped, but when we untap for our turn and we draw some cards. So we have some enablers like Thassa's Oracle can set up our draws, and then if we can draw through enough of our library can win us the game with Devotion. Omen of the Sea is card draw and Devotion, also helps us find key pieces. Brazen Borrower is tempo play, pretty much the only removal in our deck main board. Kraken is something that can draw us a bunch of cards and create a bunch of tokens. Gadwick draws us a bunch of cards as well, especially if you can play this on end step. It's pretty powerful, and then being able at instant speed to play any of our blue stuff. Only 2 Thassas in this deck. It's less interested in with the bounce effect, but it is easy to turn on in the deck, and it's a big beater. Arcanist Owl is kind of the linchpin of the deck that pulls together a bunch of things, so it can find Omen of the Sea, it can find Thassa, Leyline, or Nyx Lotus. And then you have your Nyx Lotus, taps equals to Devotion, a blue, a couple Cavaliers, a couple Agents on the top end, and then just 2 Vantress. Sideboard is pretty simple. Gust versus red-green matchups, Disdainful Stroke versus the bigger mana deck like the Bant deck, Spyglass for Planeswalker decks, stuff of that nature, some Disputes versus Control. Flooded Tears is a way to reset the board, so if you get like Adventure that builds a big board state, you can force them to bring everything back to hand. And then Ugins are in here to deal with Ceratops and kind of removal in a mono blue shell. So play a couple ranked matches with it, see how it goes. Usually I find with these decks you either win majestically or lose horribly. It's really just dependent on how you can chain your mana together with the Nyx Lotus. So ley lines, like in this deck, stacking multiple on your first turn isn't the worst because you get the added Devotion. So let's play first. No ley line here. I think this hand's fine. We'll give it a shot. 1 sec. I don't think my dog realized I'm upstairs. Sorry about that. Alright, so on this turn here, I'm just going to Omen of the Sea. This is Teamer Adventures, most likely. No, so it could be Teamer Wreck. So I do think we probably want both of these. And so they can probably go wreck this turn and then we're in trouble, so I can bounce it. Reset them back a turn. And then we can play out Nadir Kraken. So let's do that. This is probably the worst matchup because you know they're for sure they're going to have Ceratops on the side. Ooh, Elementals maybe. Just give me 1 sec. Sorry about that. It's a weird deck if they're playing those together. So here they can play out Nisa anyways. Let's Owl try to find a Thassa. Okay, we got a Nyx Lotus. See what we do here. I took the dog out to the bathroom. Okay, so this is the old Thassa Steel and Blink. This was like early Theros. I want to hit a land drop here, so I'm going to do the Omen now, try to find a land drop, and then I can Brazen Borrower or bounce something if need be. Because then I can start stealing their Thassa. Depending what they play too, we might just try to start tempoing them with Brazen Borrowers. Omnath. So I'm going to let them do this. They'll probably target my Owl. Which is fine, because they think they'll have Thassa. I'll bounce their Thassa. Because they think they'll have another ETB effect. So let's just do this now. Okay, so here it's a setup turn, but it allows us for the most mana. I think racing's probably correct, because I'm gonna steal whatever they make the biggest. Whew, put one on top of our library. Do we literally just have all lands? I actually don't think I mind a land. It lets me play out a couple more things. Arcanist Owl can also dig, but I'm probably just going to be playing this Agent. So we did get through a lot of junk off the top. So Ryan Donahue, I think he plays on SCG Tour. So 1, 2, 6, 7, 8 mana. I can untap 4. So it's pretty much my hand. So I'm okay to block here, I think. Just to preserve some life. Nah, let's just take the damage. Because with the extra mana after, I can always pop these to scry. And then I'm going to steal their Nisa. Oh, they go Lovestruck here. So of note, Lovestruck can attack. So let's go Agent of Treachery. Probably steal the Omnath is the scariest right now. Or even just steal this Lovestruck Beast and then I can block. So I have 10 mana. So go Nadir Kraken and then just play out all these. So not a bad turn. Generate a ton of mana. We have 16 devotion into this Nyx Lotus. I was really hoping they played Thassa there. They have this blast zone, but our threats are kind of spread out. 3 is probably the worst. It's probably Nisa, based on how they're tapping. They're trying to prioritize keeping... So I'm going to scry to try to find something useful. Okay, So 16 is not enough to win with it just yet. Yeah, so it's Nisa. That's fine. Cavalier will trigger some stuff. So I got a Krasis in the bin. This is a little annoying because it stops my flyers. That's how we were going to deal some chip damage in. Ah, they still concede. Alright, took down game 1. So this is an Aether Gust matchup. Flooded Tears and some Ugins. Disdainful Stroke's also interesting, but I don't want to kill my devotion. All their things enter the battlefield, so I don't want Brazen Borrowers. 4 cards to cut. So we're putting in the Aether Gust. I think I want Spyglass for Nisa. So this can deal Nisa. They might bring Shatter effects though in, because I saw the Nyx Lotus. This can also deal with Nisa. Thassa's Oracle, we can probably shave a couple. Maybe a Nadir Kraken and a Leyline on the draw. Because they only have Nisa that this really hits. And we can flood the board. It's more like the Hydroid Krasis that I'm worried about. Dispute's kind of narrow. Like the thing is you want to keep some critical mass of. Maybe we cut down a Gadwick. Maybe 4 is too many. Let's bring in a Stroke. Play it out like that. Hopefully get Leyline this turn. We have it, but I only have 1 land. Put Cavalier back just because Flood can help us stabilize. Why is it stopping? Aether Gust isn't bad. If they have turn 3 Risen Reef, I can bounce it back. Destiny Spinner. That's fine. We're not a counterspell deck. Not as worried about this. I want to save those for bigger threats. Try to advance our board a bit. So you need... Don't think we're on the Ugin plan yet. I also don't think we're on the Thassa plan yet. Okay, so we got the Lotus and we got that. So I have the Aether Gust. They're missing a land, so that I think I'd rather hold up Gust here. This sets him back a bit and it stops him from drawing another land. Then ideally next turn we Thassa's Oracle. Run it back, same play. Need a land. I'm gonna piss him off to it one more time. The opponent wants nothing but to cast this. And we want nothing but to not allow him to. I'm going to go Nadir Kraken here. So it doesn't guarantee us a land, but worst case, I untap, play it, make a token. We also stop them 3 turns from drawing a land. Perfect. So let's do this. Choose one on top. I think I want just lands right now, to be honest. I have this Flood of Tears that can help me. 3, 4. Let's just apply some pressure. Because next turn I can play this, play the Nyx Lotus. So I get to create a token and then Nyx Lotus as well. Kind of gives him a free attack with the Destiny Spinner. Return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand. If you return 4 more non-token, you may put a card from the... So 1, 2, 3, 4. So play this out. Just hold back defensively here because this could be a Nissa turn. So what I can do here is I can play this out, generate a bunch of mana, and then play Flood of Tears. And then I can play out the Kraken again. They will probably get some lands into play here. Actually, I'll probably just play out the Nyx Lotus again. So I'm going to decline here. So this is kind of a free attack. Actually, I'm going to hold these back just in case. They technically have 2 mana. So I'm doing this because it's basically free with Devotion. So add 9 mana. Play Flood of Tears. I have 3 mana left otherwise. So let's just play out the Nyx Lotus. Play out the Kraken. Then play out Omen of the Sea. And then next turn I have a bunch of mana to start off with. Yeah, sweet. Did what we wanted. And that's where Flood of Tears comes into play. We can generate a bunch of mana and then play out a bunch of stuff after. Cool. Deck did what I wanted it to do. Gonna give Arena a quick reset and we'll fire up another one. It's nice when it does what it's intended to do the first time. I would like to get a Leyline out on turn 1 though. Or turn 0. And the nice thing is no one is playing around Flood of Tears. Playing against Ouroboros. So maybe they're playing 4-color Uro in Boros colors. This hand's kind of a mulligan with double Thassa. And we don't really have anything to blink. So I think we're going to mulligan. This hand's a lot worse. This hand is a lot worse. Behold, hope they don't do anything till turn 5. Guess we probably should have kept that other one. One more and this would have been useful. We're also playing mono red, so we're basically dead. Thankfully they have a slower start. So I'm just going to play out Gadwick here. It's a blocker for some of their smaller things. I can get Leyline down next turn. Most likely dead here. So I take the damage this turn, hope that there's no Ember Cleave. There's definitely an Ember Cleave. There's always an Ember Cleave. Am I just dead? 2 points on the board. Actually, Brazen's pretty sweet. The only thing is Brazen doesn't let me block. That's fine. Let's top down Annex. Just play it like that. Fairly aggressive attack. The thing is I have to block just because otherwise I'm dead. I think I'm dead regardless here. Yeah. Too slow versus mono red that first game. Gusts in, floods in, cut down a ley line, cut down agents, cut down Brazen Borrower is okay tempo wise, cut down a Nyx Lotus. This just blocks well, even though I have 5 mana. This can block okay against the early threats. This can make a bunch of cheap things. Gadwick's fine. Thassa's probably kind of a do-nothing in this matchup. Run it like that. I have Gadwick, so it's fine. Again, Leyline would have been nice, but without it, I just think the mono red matchup's a match we're pretty much always going to lose. Having no hard removal just really easily allows them to Ember Cleave. Like here, they're going to get the Steamkin to kind of go off. I think we keep it. Getting like 0 value out of Gadwick feels bad, but and like here I'm gonna try to block full price light up the stage. Sure. Well, Gadwick did what he needed to do there. So if I can dodge a turn here. Then this Arcanist Owl can flash in. Okay, they're kind of going off that way. So they can attack an Embercleave. Gonna block here. So they probably have Embercleave. They don't. Stops them off mana at least. They have to okay, so they kill it to get the mana. They're just churning through these. Dead here. There's not much I can do. Like, they're going too wide. We can't interact with them. Let's fire up another one. Go from there. Like, mono red. Actually, can I cancel? Let me cancel. Can't. Nope, never mind. I should put in the Drake, the bird, the pro red bird. That would help this matchup quite a bit. Opponent goes first. I'm on the draw. I have 2 turns to draw a land. Let's keep it. And then never draw a land. If this is mono red and we don't draw a second land, then I'm gonna just concede this match and then make a change. Got there. Sick. So this can be Menguchi's list. Like the Sultai mid-range. Them doing nothing for a few turns bodes well for us. So this deck usually plays Tyrant Scorn, so I don't want to run out one of these just yet. I also want lands, so both of those can go to the bottom. Perfect. Vantress is fine. Let's do this. They can see what's going on, or they can get 2 pretty mediocre cards. This adds more devotion, but we're not Nyx Lotusing this turn, so let's just set up with Omen of the Sea. I think we're okay on lands at this point. Yeah, second Nyx Lotus ain't the best. So we got 1 turn, drop the Nyx Lotus, and then the next turn we kind of go off. This might be Nisa. I honestly wonder what's in their hand. There's no reason for us to attack here or like to play anything out right now. Gonna take the damage, let them respond. This is probably Casualties of War deck, so we do need to be mindful. So let's go Arcanist Owl. Wow. Straight whiff. Let's go Thassa's Oracle. What do we want on top? Gadwick seems good. Because I can Gadwick for a ton of cards. Still want Gadwick. Just gonna bounce this. Gives him some cards, but it lets me attack in this turn. Because Krasis is going to come down next turn. So the deck's doing what it wants to do. I can have 14 Devotion. So let's... probably draw like 7. There you go, Nisa. Okay, that's fine. So before combat, I'm going to try to tap down their things. So let me draw... So I have 16 mana. So X equals... let's draw 8. So I can Agent, steal their Hydroid Krasis. So tap you. Okay, we're doing what we want to do. This is sweet. I really like this deck a lot. So Flooded Tears, maybe not. Nah, maybe not Flooded Tears in this matchup. This is probably a Disdainful Stroke matchup. Probably an Ugin matchup. So coming out, Leyline was really good there. Brazen Borrower doesn't seem that great in this matchup, so I'll cut those. Do I want disputes? They probably bring in their own disputes. It's probably going to be a grindy matchup, so Gadwick is fine. Maybe... like, I don't even want to sideboard a lot of times in this deck. Bring in the dispute. Cut down a Thassa's Oracle. Bring in another dispute. Just run it like that. New rules keep pretty much any hand with Leyline main. Sounds kind of awkward, but we'll keep it. I hate having double Nyx Lotus. If it didn't come into play tapped, it'd be somewhat useful. Fake like we have a counter spell. They shocked in, so they probably have Mystical Dispute. They missed a land drop as well. Yeah, they definitely have Mystical Dispute. So I can force it out to get the... I do think I want this Disdainful Stroke though, just because this is a Nissa turn. Cool. Cool, cool. So if they don't play out, because they just need a land, they can drop Nissa. The Agonizing Remorse. So it'll probably take my stroke. Might take Cavalier. The reason I did this is because I can just pop this. Yeah, I'm probably just not even going to pop that. Just take the beats this turn. Let's just get this going. Next turn I can... Okay, so they play that out.
We will not fail. Be wary of the ground.
Ooh. That's good because I could dispute their dispute. So maybe I do this because it generates me more mana. So I'm going to get the Ugin here. So the thing is with this, then I move away the Ugin, which I want for this Nissa. Whereas this Cavalier of Gales just plays into this mystical dispute. Dispute their dispute. It's the right play. I just kind of wish we could keep the Ugin. Yeah, because we don't get any value off this now because we push so many things to the bottom. Didn't think of that line. We do have the flyer to come in. We are in Casualty of War zone, and that can hit 1, 2, 3, 4.
The land shall conquer you.
I'm probably getting casualtied here. They're like picking out what they want to hit. If it's casualty, I'll concede this one. I'm too far behind there. We had a lot of mana banked in that. Disdainful Strokes, those are fine. I think we run it back. They showed Agonizing Remorse. Honestly, I don't think Thassa's that good in this matchup. Probably just want some gusts. They showed Uro as well, so play that and then run everything back. The biggest thing is because Mystical Dispute doesn't necessarily hit their Nissas. At least Aether Gust would. Leyline. No Leyline, this hand's awful. Double Leyline Oracle. Hello, good luck. We're probably still gonna lose. I just I mulled and I played 2 cards out. Alright, well, Oracle is going to try to find me a Nyx Lotus or a Gadwick. Ha! It's Nyx Lotus. I'm a land off from playing it. Probably just take Nadir Kraken, to be honest. It's a play I can do this turn. Thinking I have cards to play. And the nice thing is I can play this at end step, so it gets around some sorcery speed stuff. Like, Nyx Lotus generates boat's load of mana, but it's susceptible to being in hand this turn. They have Thought Erasures and thing. We gonna win off the double Leyline? So it enters the battlefield, it draws... I just want to see if we hit Mystical Dispute, which we don't. I don't think I mind Aether Gust here because all their big plays are green. See if they want. Okay. I can't do both anyways, so just play that out. It's probably so they're probably Agonizing Remorse here, so I'll flash in Nadir Kraken. If they try to Nisa first... Oh, they just have double. Okay, well... You can have an Aether Gust. You have Dispute as well. Alright, you got me on a Dispute. You're still pretty far gone. This is just getting big enough to kill them. So I'm going to hold off the land because it might entice them to play Agonizing Remorse, and I'm just going to pop this to scry. Ooh. That actually plays well because I can keep the Nadir Kraken in hand. And then just flash it in on end step. They're still dead. Yeah. This deck's sweet. Oh, I like this deck a lot. Sucks against mono red, but we won our other mid-rangey matchups. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this one up. Thanks for tuning in. I'll have this up on YouTube in the next couple days. As always, if you want to catch any of my content, just flip over to my YouTube channel and you can see it all there. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great one.